What's up, everyone? It's Ruby One. Happy Sunday. I'm out here in Woodstock Hill Cemetery, Woodstock, Connecticut. Season 3, episode 4, episode 3. And I want to digress to this, and I just noticed on this oblique that we looked at the last time. It says the daughter of Motor Sybil Lyon, Nancy Wheaton, died April 24th, 1819, age 1 year, 6 months, and 24 days. Sybil Olivia died July 20th, 1827, age 1 year, 2 months. Frances Julia died January 12th, 1862, age 40 years. Miriam died September 19th, 1905. So there's a few more children that died at a young age. Speculative I would not be if I didn't see the heads molect on corner posts and urns which connect to Phoenicians, and this one was another one we looked at in the last episode. I'm gonna go right over to return where we were in the mudflood area, and this one had more children too. 1877 to 1886, 9. A wife, she died at 43. A Masonic number. Anita Louise, she died at 2. 1871 to 1873. 100 years before me. I was born in 1971. Sarah Hammond, 1875. Died April 6th, 1875. I was born January. She wasn't even a year old. Children of C.C.L.M. Hood. And once again, the oblique that's cut off means that there's a signification that if someone got their life cut short. Alright, and here's some of the mud-flooded stones right here. Royal Pain. This one. This one. We looked at these the last time. I wonder how tall they really were. 1799. This one was broke, so that's why that one's like that. That's the actual bottom piece right there. So that's understandable on that one. What is it? Wilcox, it looks, maybe. Now this obviously isn't, this is something from that one. That's 2 different stones buried in. The question at hand is, why didn't they dig them out? If they fashioned this whole thing anyhow, they were digging anyhow to begin with. Look at this one. Almost looks like Indian. Big time. It's hard to make out what that says. Something Mary. It's a nice day out here in Woodstock, Connecticut. No wind or nothing. This one looks like it could be mud flooded. It's a skull again too, signifying poison. That one looks mean too. That one doesn't look mud flooded. But it makes you wonder how tall they really were. You see no base to them. Don't let these old things deceive you. These things are super strong and super heavy. You would have a hard time trying to lift that if you were trying to think you could carry it out of here or something. These two are definitely mud flooded. Now all these are obviously above that level. Right here, these. Look at that. That looks like it should be taller than that. Is that really the height of that, or is that mud flooded? You gotta be skeptical. This looks like it can be deeper. Did an excellent job on them though. Especially back then. Now these two, I think if we had stones that small, there's no doubt about it, as we're looking at them. But these were intended to be taller. It's hard to see the writing. There's some there at the top. This one's definitely flooded in. Makes you wonder if it's at least 1 or 2 feet lower, the original height of this. Anywho, these are pretty short into the ground, and that looks like there's writing there at the bottom, 1771. It maybe looks. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely call mud flood this one too. These things could be far taller than we thought. Another skull. A lot of skulls over here. This one. These two, in my opinion, could be just a hard stone. Just stuck right in. Or else, that one's definitely mud flooded right there. Oh yeah. As it reads down. This one looks like there's a skull too. There's definitely mud flood qualities. More. These are the older ones. Anyone who follows graveyard tales, these are the older style ones. You'll see skulls and cool faces, look like maybe angels, some kind of deity they worship, see? 1775, Abel Homer, Zariah, Darkest Zariah, in hope of eternal glory. I missed this the last time. You know, you're gonna see that in one of my videos at some point. Alfred Wagnell, it's Wagnell. This one too, either that's a smallie, there's writing on it, very hard to see. Another skull. That one looks like it could be flooded in. This one no doubt is. Some of the lettering is there. And there's one under the tree. What is that? I didn't notice that last time. Some kind of star. I've never seen that either. I like discovering new stuff. Flooded, no doubt. Another skull. Oh yeah. I wonder if these people are Skull and Bones members. It makes me wonder if this Woodstock Academy is backed by that, like WPI. And that's to see why, as John Adams wanted to rid the colleges and all political offices of the Masons, because he was the first third party, the anti-Masonic party, mate. Yeah, that's right. Another skull. John Bugby. These are definitely flooded in. It's definitely, I'd say, 2 or 3 feet lower was possibly the original height in this part. Were they ordered to bury that from someone higher up? Does that say 1720 something? Maybe. Joseph Bapt. It's definitely a 2. All right, onward. This one sticks out like a sore thumb right here. Looks a little puzzled. Josiah Hammond. $17.93. Up here looks like drapes on a stage. 1778. There's Josiah here. There's Josiah and Joe Fire. They really screwed people up with the names back then. It's one of those cool faces. Over there too. Those buddy stones, more of them. These look flooded in, no doubt. Definitely part of this grave was flooded at one point with a mud flood. I'll argue against it. These white stones are popular for the older ones, for anyone who follows my channel. There's a mini. Sarah Cummins, David Houghton. It's a popular named street in Massachusetts, all over Worcester. Henry Cummins. Mary Hill, this is 1860. About an 8-footer. It's a little out of kilter, I'd say, from its original. Or it's just, no, that's definitely not level. It goes a little to the left. It's cracked too, right there. The whole. A couple more. We're over here, the last one. And then we're gonna head right over to there. That one's flooded in, no doubt. The only other explanation would be if they were all somehow knocked over and they had to re-put them in. But that's a far stretch too. This town's far too nice, and I believe it's far too well kept. The vibe was never to go around and destroy. I think that was a Massachusetts thing. Some people use the term mass hole. I don't like it because I think it's disrespect to the Massachusetts Indians. But there's nothing I can do to stop it. But that's just my personal opinion. Here's a Bowen. Edward Eaton. Now that's the original base, but I knew a stone. They did a pretty good job there setting that. It must have been a mess, the original one, under the tree with the moss. 1887. But Henry Bowen, you know, I did the reconnaissance. This is pretty cool. You don't see this too often. Lay down slabs. Actually set for the other way. Spalding, Demon, Eleanor, Horace. What year is that? 1850. Like, who names a kid Horace? What's this? Caroline. Looks like Caroline. Look at that. It's gonna ruin this grave, in my opinion. This has to be, in my opinion, pulled off. It'll dry out the next time I can flake it off. Bad spot right under the tree, unfortunately. There you go, Caroline. Damon. Thank me later. Another oblique, a red one. But it's over here. Henry Bowen, the Bowen House, because we're over here in Woodstock, Connecticut. We're opening at Woodstock Academy. It's an uppity school. I don't know the whole gist of it, but who wouldn't want to go to school in this area? Amelia Bowen, Fisk, Lydia. Look at these. I wonder how deep those bottom stones go. Because, you know, obviously this looks like a little bottom setting. Could it actually be a little lower than what it is? Another foot or two? Ellen Bowen, Paul Holt Bowen, Dr. Hiram. There's the Hiram again. Hiram Abiff. You don't know that man. Marion. These guys, I definitely calling them out on being Masons. I could almost guarantee he's one of the first Masons that stepped into this lodge. Eventually we're going to go to all these lodges and see if we can find the names in them. They host breakfasts and whatnot. But here he is. And there's Bowen. George and Lydia Bowen, the father and mother. Born in Woodstock, Connecticut, September 11th, 1813. Died in Brooklyn, New York, February 21st, 1896. He lived long. Sound like he was a traveler, extravagant traveler. Clarence Bowen. He was born in Brooklyn, died in Woodstock. Son of Henry Chandler and Lucy Catman Bowen. So that was his son. He came back to town. Interesting. His son got out of Richardson. He's held out. It's a bit creepy. We're here on Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody. Now, an older theory of mine is that I believe some of these things were built on mounds, and they're very particularly in tiers, level downs. When you think about it, this thing's been here since the 17 and 1800s. So let's see what the date is on this to put that into that theory. There's going to be a date on one of these. 1762, right there. And it puts it into the newer mud flood theory that it came in the 1700s, because some of these, that one, no doubt, is mud flooded. But that, no doubt, at the bottom is the bottom of it. There's no, maybe not. That looks like it's been busted, and that base is possibly a newer base, and them are the originals, because you can tell them are a different stone than that. And this is cracked at one point. And that's definitely mud flooded in. There's a big family. Lydia Walcott, Ellen Ward. I've heard all these last names before. And this goes into the theory about the backside of the Warren Town Hall, how they have these same, see how I'm walking on them right here? I'm a construction worker. I used to walk the 2x4 walls, but nevertheless, could have these walls be like 2 or 3 feet high? These look like they could be mud flooded gravestones. Look at this. Look at that. That definitely, there's no doubt about it, they're deeper. Why is this one dug out? No, interesting. It's definitely deeper. Yeah, so that furthers my theory that I believe this was maybe a couple feet lower at one point. You can't see the base of this stone, but the base of that one. Same goes with them. This one fell. Mossy. Ooh, a ladybug. These are nice, Masonic in value. Look at these black ones. There's a moss down there. Alright, I'm gonna stop here for a second. We're gonna make another video because now this is definitely gonna go 4 videos. We'll see you in a second.